Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Ro, and today I have a tutorial for you, and this is going to be for the Hutch. I've already posted this over on my Instagram a few months back, and for this tutorial I have already pre-cut most, if not all, of my pieces, and also I hope you can follow along. I am going to be dividing this whole project into sections. I find it easier for me to figure out what to do next and which pieces I need to put together. So I am going to call this the whole project. I'm going to divide it into sections, just so you don't get confused when I call like numbers. Anyway, we will start off with section number 1. So this is going to be the 8.5 by 11 paper, and we are going to score on the 11 side. We are going to score 0.5 and 2.5 on both sides, as you can see there. And then if you flip it on the 8.5 side, you are going to score 0.5 on both sides. Again, score 0.5 and 2.5 on the 11 side, and then you switch it onto the 8.5 side and you will score it 0.5 on both sides. Up next, you are also going to take out the two pieces of 6 by 2.5, and you are going to score 0.5 on the 2.5 side. You can also see that I brought out my mats to finish this section. And again, this is section number 1. So you are going to need 4 pieces of 1 7/8 by 5 7/8, 4 pieces of 1 7/8 by 7 3/8, and 2 pieces of 7 3/8 by 5 7/8. I will be adding the measurements on the description, so it'll be easier for you to see the measurements and what you will need to use in each section. So right here, what I am doing is I am just folding those flaps, the score marks that we did. So the one that I'm folding right now, that is a 0.5 mark, and I am just going to fold everything. So after I fold this, all the score marks, we are going to glue all our mats. Okay, up next, I am also going to fold the score marks for our 6 by 2.5. You see that one, the one that we are folding, that is the 0.5 score mark on our 2.5 or 6 by 2.5 paper. Up next, let's just glue our mats. So basically the mats are just, I believe, 1/8 smaller than our plain cardstock, and the mats do not include the flaps, the size of the mats. So as you can see here, when we are putting the mats, it doesn't cover the flaps, because the flaps that is going to help us connect the pieces together. So let's just continue putting the printed cardstock, which I call the mat. The mats, we're just gonna glue them onto our solid cardstock, and then we'll glue everything together. Also, please note that before I cover the inside, the one that we are working on right now, that is actually going to be the outside of the box. I am not covering the inside yet because I want to connect those two little pieces of cardstock first before we glue the inside. As much as possible, I didn't want those flaps to be seen inside. That is why I wanted to glue everything first before I mat the inside of this box. You will see it later on. So we are done with that. Now we are ready to work on the inside, but before that, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to glue those two little pieces onto our big piece before we are going to glue the mats on the inside of the box. So we are actually going to put the box together first. Okay, so we have the box right here, and next thing we are going to do is we are going to put the mats of the inside of this box. Up next, you are going to grab a piece of paper measuring 6 by 7.5, and you are going to score it 5/8 on all sides. And the square that it makes, you are going to cut that out, so you will have that window that you can see up there. That is going to be kind of like the rim of this layer. This is optional, but I like to make my project sturdy, so I do it anyway. Again, this is optional. So yeah, again, this is the one on top. That is going to be the 6 by 7.5 paper, and you are going to score it 5/8 on all sides, and then you are going to cut that out the inside, so you will have that frame looking paper. What I'm doing here is I'm just gluing the sides, gluing together the sides of those flaps, and then I will put that frame onto the top. Okay, we are done with that, and on to the next one. You put that aside and take out your pieces of paper. So we have two 8.5 by 2.75, and then we also have two pieces of 6 by 2.75. This is going to be section number 2. Again, section number 2, we are going to need 2 pieces of 8.5 by 2.75 and 2 pieces of 6 by 2.75. So the smaller one right here, this is the 6 by 2.75. We are going to score it at 0.5 on one side and 0.25 on the other side. So you're going to score again at 0.5 on one side and 0.25 on the other side. Those are going to be along the longer side of the paper. After that, you are going to grab your 8.5 by 2.75. You are going to score 0.5 on one side, one of the long side, and 0.25 on the other long side. So as you can see, those the folds aren't the same. Also, you are going to score 0.5 on the short side. That is going to be for both sides. So again, basically it's all 0.5. You score 0.5 on 3 sides except for one long side, which you are going to score at 0.25. You can see right there that the folds, they do not have the same measurements. Here we're just folding the sides. That is again 0.5. So 3.5 score marks and 1.25 score marks. Right here, we are just going to do some snips. Remove the corners because we are going to make a box, which means we are going to connect all 4 pieces. So while we're cutting this one, you are going to grab the mats for this section. So we need 4 pieces of 5 and 7/8 by 1 and 7/8. And then we need 1 piece of 7/3/8 by 0.5. We are also going to need 3 pieces of 7/3/8 by 1 and 7/8. And we need 1 piece of 7/3/8 by 1 and 3/8. So those are the mats. Again, for this one, just the same as the first box that we did, we are only going to cover the outside first, and then we put all those pink pieces together, and that is when, after that, that is when we are going to cover the inside. Right here, I am pointing out that the 0.25 fold mark, that is going to be the top of your box. So please make sure that if your paper, if your printed paper has a design, make sure that it is facing the right orientation. So again, the 0.25 score mark, that is going to be facing up. Up next, on this larger piece, we are going to glue the bigger mat piece on top, and then the smaller piece, which is that green one, that is going to be on the bottom. Later on, you will see why we are gluing it that way. But again, so the bigger piece will be on top and then the smaller piece is going to be in the bottom. Again, reminder that the 0.25 fold, that is going to be the top of our box. So right now we are just going to put our box together. We are going to alternate it, the longer piece, the big piece, and then glue it onto the smaller piece. So we're just about done gluing this together. Again, reminder that the smaller the fold, the 0.25 fold, is going to be facing up. It is going to be the top of this box. So this is how it looks right now. And then the next thing we are going to do is we are going to connect this one with the other box. But before that, let us just glue our mats for the inside. And once you're done with that, this is how it looks. And then the next thing we're doing is going to connect these two pieces together. As you can see here, I am pointing out that again, the 0.25 fold, that is going to be facing top. And you see that the side of this top box, a section 2. So the one with the green piece of paper, that is going to be facing front, because that is going to be the front of your drawer. So like I did earlier, I am just gonna glue these flaps together before I glue this whole piece, whole section on top of our section number 1. Up next, this is again going to be optional, just like the first section, but we are going to cut the rim of our section 2, and to do that you are going to need a piece of 7.5 by 6 paper. You are going to score it at 0.25 on all sides. You cut that out so you have this frame, and then you are just going to glue that on top of the section 2 box, just so we have a rim, just to make it sturdy. But again, that is optional. It's your choice if you want to do it or not. Up next, we are going to make an inner box, and for that you are going to need 2 pieces of 3 by 7.75. You are going to score that at 0.5 on 4 sides. You are also going to need 2 pieces of 3 by 5.25. You are going to score that 0.5 on only 2 sides, which are the long sides. And then you are going to need 1 piece of 6.75 by 5.25. We have the mats, 4 pieces of 1 by 7/8 by 4 pieces of 1 and 7/8 by 5 and 1/8, 4 pieces of 1 7/8 by 6 and 5/8, 2 pieces of 6 5/8 by 5 and 1/8. So to make this box, it's going to be the same way you made the first box, the section 1 box. So just follow the same pattern, the same way that you made the first section, and you'll be good. Up next, we are now going to work on our drawer holder. This on my part, on my notes, I called it section number 5. We skipped it, but I think we are going to go back on section number 4 later on, once we're done with this one. So for this one, you are going to grab 2 pieces of 9.75 by 7. We are going to score 0.5 on 3 sides. So we are going to leave 1 long side with no score marks. So you are going to do that on 2 paper, 2 pieces of 9.75 by 7. Again, 9.75 by 7, score 0.5 on only 3 sides. Up next, you're also going to need 2 pieces of 5.25 by 6.5. So this is the 5.25 by 6.5. Please note that I made a mistake here and I scored these 2 papers when you actually do not need to score them. So again, do not score these two papers. These are the 5.25 by 6.5. You do not need to score this. Last thing we are going to need is the 9.75 by 5.25, and we are going to score 0.5 on two sides. So please make sure you check the video to know which sides we are scoring. Again, it is going to be, the score marks are going to be 0.5 on two sides. Up next, the mats. You are going to need 4 pieces of 858 by 638, 2 pieces of 858 by 5 1/8, 4 pieces of 6 3/8 by 5 1/8. And then you're just going to mat all your pieces. If you do not want to cover the inside of this drawer, then you just divide those pieces by 2, so you don't need to cut like all those piece of paper. But again, I cover the inside as well because I do want my drawer to be sturdy. So when you have all your mats, please glue them onto your plain cardstock, and once you're done, you have this. Okay, so let's put this box together, and very self-explanatory. Just connect all the pieces. So this is going to be our 9.75 by 5.25 piece. You are gonna glue this the 9.75 by 5.25, that's going to be our middle piece when we're gluing it right now. So we are going to grab our 2 pieces of 9.75 by 7, and then let's just glue that flap onto our 9.75 by 5.25 piece. Here we now glued our 3 pieces together, and then we are just going to glue those 2 pieces of 5.25 by 6.5. You are going to glue that onto that one bigger piece right there. And then we are going to make our box. So just put glue on those flaps and then put the box together. Once you have glued all those flaps, we will now have our box, and this is how it's going to look like. So I am just showing you how it looks like with if you insert the drawer. For now, it is obviously not, well, it will fit, but it's way too big. The drawers are way too small, I mean, for our drawer holder. I don't know what you call it. So the next thing we are going to make is we are going to make the frames inside, so they will look like bars and to keep our drawer sturdy. So for the bars, these are going to be called section number 6. So you will need 4 pieces of 6.5 by 2.5. 4 pieces of 4/1/8 by 2.5, and 4 pieces of 7.75 by 2.5. On the short side, so it's facing this way, you are going to score all of those 0.5 and 0.5 increments until you scored like all the pieces of paper. So you're going to score at 0.5, 1, 1.5, and 2. Once you're done scoring all of those pieces, you are going to fold them, fold the score marks, and then once you're done folding all those score marks, we are now going to glue each piece together to form kind of like a straw, a square straw, like I call them bars. So bars or beams. So these will make our structure sturdy. So this is how it looks. So you will do the same thing for all of those, and once we're done with that, we are gonna put them onto the inside of our drawer holder. Once you're done making all your beams, we are now ready to put them inside our drawer holder. So the first thing we're putting is the 6.5 long beams. So you're gonna glue these 6.5 beams on these corners. Please check the video so you know which corners I am referring to. Next beams we are putting are going to be the 7.75 inch beams, and we are going to put them on these corners. So it's going to be facing this and in the back and then on the upper side as well. So once you're done with that, that is how it looks so far. The last thing we are going to put, it's going to be the 4 1/8 beams. So it's going to be this one right here. I am just going to fold and put these beams together and then glue them where they're supposed to go, and this is how it looks right now. So this is gonna make our the inside of our drawer holder sturdy. And then the last thing we are gonna do is we need some beams for the middle, and we are going to need 2 pieces of 5.5 by 2.5 and 1 piece of 4.25 by 2.5. You're going to do the same process, folding the score marks, and once you're done making the beams, so that is where you are going to put them. The 2 pieces, the 5.5 beams, you are going to put on top and the bottom, and then the 4.25 you are going to put in the back. Next, before we proceed to our next section, you can see that we have holes right here in the corner. We do want to cover that up. So what I'm going to do is, this is actually optional, but I do want to keep it like a little bit cleaner. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to cut like roughly 1 by 1 inch squares. So I'm going to need 4. And then I'm just going to cut this side so I will have like sort of a letter L. You can see right there. And I'm just going to glue it on top of those corners. So it's going to cover it. And when we are going to put the rim, it will be, the rim will stick to something because there's no hole there anymore. So I'm just going to glue these little L's right here onto the corners to cover those holes, and after that we are ready to proceed to our next section. Okay, the strips I'm cutting and gluing right now, they're optional. I just do it so they stick together, like the pieces, the beams will stick together. Again, it's optional. I did mention earlier that we skipped a section. I was looking at my notes and I believe the section that was not mentioned, the section number 4, it's just a rim mat, so it's really not important. So just cross that out. Okay, let me just finish gluing these like small pieces. Again, I do this just so like those beams are like connected with each other. Again, it's optional. And up next, we are going to work on the rim of this the drawer right here. So we are going to need 8.75 by 5.25. You are going to score 0.5 on 4 sides, and then you are going to cut that out. And once you cut out that square that it makes, you will have this window, that green one, and then you glue that on there, and then that is it for this part of this part of the number 6 section number 6. And then you notice that when I put this drawer in, it will fit perfectly. And then you also notice that the green matches, the rim matches the green part of that drawer, the green like piece right there. So that is how it looks. And then the next thing we're doing is I'm going to put knobs on this. You can use I think the easiest material you can use, the quickest thing you will find in your stash will be beads, like the bubblegum beads, so you can do that one. We are now ready to make our top shelf, and for that, this is what you're going to need. You are going to need one piece of 8.5 by 9, and then you are also going to need 2 pieces of 4.5 by 7.5, and you are also going to need 2 pieces of 4.5 by 9. So let me just grab those pieces and tell you what you need to do. So this is going to be the sides. So you are going to need this is the 4.5 by 7.5, and you are going to score 0.5 just on one side. This side right here that I'm pointing at, and that side is those sides are going to be facing front. So that's going to be the front part. Up next, this is going to be the top and the bottom part, which is going to be the 4.5 by 9. You are going to score 0.5 on 3 sides. Please check which sides you are going to score. And like the first 2 papers, the side with the flap is going to be the front. So again, you are only going to score on 3 sides, 0.5 on 3 sides. And then this last part, this is going to be the 8.5 by 9 piece. You are going to score that piece 0.5 on 4 sides. And then we are going to put this box together. It's going to be the same way that we put the box like the boxes that we made earlier. For the mats, while we are putting this together, for the mats, you are going to need 3 pieces of 3/7/8 by 7/3/8, 4 pieces of 3 7/8 by 7 7/8. Again, for the mats of this top shelf, you are going to need 3 pieces of 3/7/8 by 7/3/8 and 4 pieces of 3/7/8 by 7/7/8. And then once you have those mats, you just glue them onto the right piece, and then this is how it's going to look. It is okay for this part. It is okay if you glue both the outside and the inside, not like how we did the first, like the drawers where we have to put the box together first before we put the inside mats. For this part, it's okay. So we are just going to make this box. I hope you can follow along so you can see the video which pieces are gonna go with what piece. Okay. Okay, so we have our box. I made a mistake of what the orientation of my paper will look like, so it is facing the wrong way. I am sorry about that, but it's okay. Okay, up next we are going to be working on the shelf for this shelf right here. We actually need the shelf. I'm sorry. Okay. So for this one, we are going to cut. We are going to need a piece of paper. Okay, so the measurement of the paper, it is going to be 9.5 by 8.5. And then we are going to score. So we are going to score on the 9.5 side. And okay, we are going to start scoring at 0.5, 1, 5, and 5.5. Again, this is the 9.5 side. We are going to score at 0.5, 1, 5, and 5.5. Once you're done with that, you turn to your 8.5 side and you are going to score 0.5 on both sides. And then after that, we are going to fold those score marks. And then we will make a shelf out of it. So also to make the shelf, we are going to need our mats. For the mats, we are going to need 2 pieces of 3 7/8 by 7 3/8. Again, that's 2 pieces of 3 7/8 by 7 3/8. And then you also need 1 piece of 3/8 by 7 3/8. I forgot to mention, or I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but the shelves, this is going to be section 8. Section number 8. So once you have your mat, and then you have the shelf piece, you're going to glue them onto the right spaces. So this is how it looks when you glue it. Make sure that you do not glue anything on the score marks. So this is how it looks. And then we are going to do some snips, because we have to like fold this into kind of like a box as well. So just check the video to see where we are cutting. So once you fold those score marks, we're just gonna make a box, and once you glued all those flaps together, the next thing we're doing is put this inside our top shelf. So we will have a total of kind of like 2 shelves, or two, I don't know if you call it 2 shelves because you're just putting 1 shelf. But yeah, so this is how it looks. And then you are going to put glue on those sides that I pointed. And then we are going to glue this somewhat in the middle. I try and put it as middle as I can. You can eyeball it. I don't think it's gonna matter, like if you put it straight in the middle or not. I don't think it will matter. And right here we have glued our shelf piece, and the next thing we're doing is we are just going to fold these flaps, and we're just going to glue them together. And the last thing we are going to do is going to be the rim. For the rim, we are going to need 7.5 by 8 piece of paper. We are going to score 0.5 on 4 sides. And like the others, what we're going to do is we are just going to cut out that square piece so you will have like a frame. And that's how it looks, the green piece right there. And then what I'm doing here is I'm just gonna glue just so all the flaps are like glued together, and just we have just one piece. And then after that we are gonna glue our rim. So here we have glued our rim onto our shelf piece, the top shelf, and all that's left to do is to glue this top shelf onto our drawer, and we are done. All we need to do is just decorate it. So a quick reminder that when gluing, let me see, yes. So when gluing, make sure that you glue the piece that does not have a mat. And then just eyeball it. Most of the time, like if I can eyeball stuff, like I would eyeball it. So just see if that's the right spot where you want it to be placed, and once you're done with that, just glue it. Put a good amount of glue, stick it, wait till it's dry, and we are done. So for this right here, like the corners, the rim, if you want to stabilize it, you can also make those beams that we did for the inside, the drawer. So you could do that just to keep it, like make it sturdy and it doesn't look flimsy. And that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know it's a long video. If you have any questions, do let me know. And that is it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.